Hi Marlon, I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. My name is Petter Hörnfeldt. I'm the owner of the Mentour Pilot channel on YouTube, where I talk about aviation related subjects. And I have been approached by a few of your friends who have been a little bit concerned about the discussions you had regarding flat Earth at work, and they wanted me to help them debunk it. Now, I should mention that this is not something that I regularly do, all right? I don't I don't debunk theories because first, I think that everyone are entitled to their own opinion. And second, the flat earthers tend not to listen too much to me. They tend to just kind of call me things, call me a traitor or call me an idiot or these very, very horrible things because I am talking about things that can be proven by science, right? That's not something they generally like. But since your friends have been asking me to do this, I just wanted to share some of the things that me in my job as an airline pilot rely on, rely on to be true in order to do my job. And one of them is not being afraid about flying into some kind of barrier when we're doing our job. So I have had the good fortune of flying, for example, from Seattle to Dublin with a brand new aircraft in which I flew over, very close to the North Pole. Now, if the theory about flat Earth would be correct, it would mean that I would have been flying into that invisible barrier at some point. That also goes for all my friends who fly long-haul airlines, who fly, for example, from Dubai to Europe, then over to the United States, and then around to Tokyo, and then on to Dubai again. Now, that would be very hard to do if they were actually flying on a flat surface. At some point, they would fly into this invisible barrier, if that was the case. But another thing that I do every day is when I'm up flying, I can see aircraft flying, from, for example, the other side of the Atlantic. I can see the contrails appearing from below the horizon, and then I can see it coming and flying past me and disappearing at the end. And I know that these aircraft are maintaining more or less the same altitude. It just appears like the contrail is coming from the ground and going up in a nice curve like that. What they're actually doing is they're following on the same cruising altitude the curvature of the Earth, and that's why it looks like a curved pattern like that. So you can do this as well, but I'm sure that you've heard this before, that you can go out to a dock somewhere and you can bring your binoculars and you can look out over the sea and look for a ship that's approaching. And what you will see with your good binoculars is that the top of the ship is what's going to appear first, and then more and more of the ship will become visible as it comes closer until you can see it all. And that is because it's coming from behind the curvature of the Earth, and that's why you can't see it immediately. If that would be on a flat plane, the ship would just materialize and it will not be moving in that way. So there are many of these experiments that you can do yourself at home. Another fun thing that you can do is watch a lunar eclipse. So a lunar eclipse is the Earth shadow being projected onto the moon. And if you look carefully at it, you will see that the shadow is curved, that it's round, okay? And if you do have one of those strong binoculars or even a telescope, you can use that to look at, for example, the moon, which is obviously a spheroid object. The same for all the other planets and out there, all the other stars that are out there that you can clearly see. And if you have a stronger one, you'll be able to see more of them. If you have a weaker one, you see less of them. So it's unlikely that they are painted on the kind of cupola over the flat Earth. Right? It's more likely that what you're actually watching are other planets. And if they are spheroid, if they are round, it would take a stretch to think that the Earth would be the only thing in the universe that would be absolutely flat. But once again, like, these are just a few of the many scientific experiments that has been done throughout the last couple of thousand years, since we all agreed through the use of science that Earth actually is spheroid. It's round-ish in shape, and that it circulates the sun, and that it has a moon that it's circulating around the Earth, and so on. Okay. But once again, you are entitled to your own opinion. It's good to be skeptical about certain things, but I urge you, for your own well-being, for the people around you, to at least consider the possibility that proven facts that has been taken out by serious professionals, scientists, not only from one country, but from countries all over the world over the last 2,000-3,000 years, that there might be something to what they're saying. All right, there just might be something to that, rather than the dentists or the guy that you found on YouTube who's saying that the Earth is flat because he can clearly see that that's the case. Just kind of, think about the possibility that it might be that way, and start to look critically not only at proven science, but also at the Facebook pages and YouTube channels that you're watching regarding flat Earth. And I'm sure that if you just let yourself kind of think logically about it, you might come to a new conclusion. And I really hope you do. I love having discussions with people who are of different opinions than mine, but I also don't have time to talk to people who refuses to take any kind of reason or listen to other people. So I hope that is helpful for you. I hope it's helpful for your friends who wanted me to do this video. Have an absolutely fantastic day wherever you are, and hopefully